afternoon. It's the 17th of December, and as we can see here, it is 10 past 12. Well, thanks very much for getting in the road at the clock.
I was trying to say good morning. Could you not put my face right up to the camera?
That was quite scary. Don't do that again. You just scared all the viewers away. You know.
Shall we go get...
Yeah, let's go get the pups. So, before we go and get the pups, we have an update. Obviously, I'm going to do an update on here, but we're actually thinking I'm going to have to go and do a live at some point for some order updates because we have been inundated with people not happy. Again, shocker, it's this time of year, everybody decides to turn into Karens, and I understand that everybody's waiting in their orders, but we can't speed up the suppliers. It's as simple as that. We got, when did our figure skate order, when did that decide to?
Jackie messaged me late yesterday afternoon to say that was at about packed. And I'll be leaving on the next one, but it wasn't packed in time for it to go out last night. So I'm assuming it will probably go out tonight. So that is the arrangement.
Right, we'll go and get the pups and then we'll come back in. Well, that's us, we're in the store. I've got Holly and there's Lily. Lily literally just come in and went straight into the mat and had a pee in the mat and then went straight into her bed.
Night night!
Yep, she's had enough of the world already and so have we. Right, hold on, there we go. You can go in there as well. Hopefully you haven't got a good view up on those, but anyway. Right, so we're going to get started, get on with stuff. So we've got customers to get in touch with today, apparently.
I've got to finalise the CCM to leave. I was supposed to do that on Sunday night and I was extremely ill. So
yeah, I'm dying today as well. I look ill, I feel ill. Yeah, Pam's shared everything as usual. So I've had a bit of an upset stomach for the last couple of days, and then obviously I feel as if I've got no energy today. But that just might be down to the fact that I've not been able to sleep for the last couple of weeks because all I seem to do is worry about this place. I say I worry about this place, I was worried, like when it gets to December, we worry constantly about trying to make sure that all the orders are done and make sure that everything's where everybody wants it. It's just one of these things in business, but if you've been in business for all these years, December is a very, very, very stressful time for us. We actually, Pamela and I, it sounds very bah humbug, I hate Christmas. I absolutely hate it because it is so busy. We don't get 5 minutes to enjoy it and we don't get very much peace with the kids over the festive period because you're constantly answering emails, you're constantly answering messages, and even if you do put your phone down, people then start privately messaging you. We've even had people messaging us on Christmas Day asking what the special sales we've got on, what stuff we've got in store, when can they come and collect. We're only closed for like one day, which is Christmas Day, and then we're back open usually on Boxing Day, but for this year we're going to be closed Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Because Boxing Day is a Thursday and we're always closed on a Thursday. So we'll be open back up on the Friday, which means that no doubt we'll be inundated with messages and phone calls and text messages and people just getting in touch just to ask what we have in store. And the bad thing is, it's a rough time of year as well because the suppliers close in between, so we can't get any access to any stuff, and because we can't get any access to any of the stuff through the Christmas period, it means that our supply chain is kind of dried up until at least maybe about the 10th or 13th of January or something like that. This depends when all the suppliers decide to go back to work, but again, it's just one of these things that we have to contend with. We've done this for 13 odd years now, so it's one of the things where we do know how the suppliers work, we do know how the orders work, and it's very, very different than what maybe a lot of people would imagine. Like, you go onto Amazon and you've got like 400 people picking an order, packing it, and then you've got multiple people dropping it off. No, it's not how it works. You've literally got maybe 1 or 2 people working in these suppliers, and they obviously pack, deal with the orders, send them out, and then they're relying on the couriers. So the couriers a lot of the time get a bad rap for it, but at the same point it just depends obviously how busy the suppliers are and how busy the couriers are to be able to make sure that we can get stuff done and get stuff ordered. So I suppose we better get the shutter put up, but quickly I'll just tie in with Pam. So Pamela, what is your plans for the day?
I've got a couple of couriers to book, get the CCM order, finalise them out, start pulling together the warrior order that we need to do at the end of the week, and somebody's outside the shutter.
Right, we better get started. So, how's your day been so far?
Aye, okay. We've had quite a few people in and out, and somebody that doesn't want to go in a cage, so...
Yeah. Apparently she's too good for a cage. She's too nosy, just like Pam. That's what the problem is.
Keeping an eye on the guys that are working on the roof, apparently.
So, unity premise was actually going on outside.
So we have a flat roof, and the landlord has employed massive works on the roof just now. They're getting the guttering done, the lighting's getting done, and I think parts of the roof have been replaced because it's a certain material.
You're swimming on that roof, You're swimming up.
So that's all been getting done, and they're working on the front of the. So they'll be working around the back most of the time, and then this week they'll be working on the front, doing the guttering at the front, and little Miss Nosie's been keeping an eye on them through the door.
Right, okay. So the jobs I've got for today, I have a slight change of profile on a set of steels. The heel on the steel is too high, so I'm going to knock that down a wee bit and make it a wee bit more uniformed, a wee bit more rockered. It's obviously what the customer's looking for. I've then also got another pair of skates that need to be sharpened, or a set of steels that need to be sharpened. These are all things that need to get done for the guys in my team. So I'm going to get them done today. I'll maybe do a wee bit of a time lapse and show you what I'm actually going to do once I can get rid of little miss here. Once she gets back in her cage, I can get my work done. So here is what we're looking at today. We're looking at a pair of LS Plus, and you can obviously see that the heel is quite high in comparison to the toe. Now, what the customer has asked me to do is make it more like these old skates and take a little bit off. So probably that little slither there, I'm going to take that off with the cross grind. The reason for this is he's finding when he goes to turn, he's catching his heel, and when he goes to turn to go backwards, he's catching his heel. So we'll take that away, so that means that he doesn't need to catch it anymore. So we'll set it up for a time lapse and we'll get that done. So there we are, we have the steel now has its new shape at the heel. You can see it's a wee bit more uniformed. Originally what I did is I just marked probably about that much off the steel and then try to take it off, but then what I realised I had to do, not that I realised I had to do it, what you always have to do is even if you just take a little bit off of here, you've got to blend it in. So it's blend in a little bit more, so instead of it just being probably about 2 fingers width, it's maybe about an inch, 2 inches of blend to try and make it a little bit more uniform. So hopefully that solves the problem with that one. We'll move on to the next one. So please excuse all the noises that's going on outside. Right outside of my door there's obviously they're fitting new lights and they're fitting new guttering and stuff like that, so there's a lot of drilling going on, so hopefully it doesn't interfere too much with what we're actually doing. So I've had a repair in this afternoon which is quite interesting. It's not necessarily my forte. I don't really like doing goalie equipment, but this is basically what we're dealing with. So this is a Bauer ultrasonic blocker, and as we can see the fingers where the foam is poking all the way out. So what we've got to do is try and replace this piece here and replace sew this bit back in, and then obviously this bit's all burst. Now as you can see it's not frayed. The reason being is I've actually taken a lighter to it and tried to melt back where the fray is to get it to stop fraying. So I'm going to have to do this with this side as well, and then I'm going to have to try and fix this part as well. What you should have done with this one is, or what should technically happen with this one is the blocker should actually either be replaced or the actual palm itself. Unfortunately I don't think Bauer do replacement palms for this kind of glove. Now if this was a warrior glove you would be able to basically replace, from what I remember, where your actual hand is and the palm, because you can replace all of that part, and it's made by slightly better materials. It's leather on the back of it and leather on the front of it, obviously for your palm. Now on this it's ballistic nylon to try and keep the weight down. The problem being is the ballistic nylon that I have is a lot thicker. It's going to be a bit of a pig in knickers to do with a basically means is it's going to be very, very difficult. So I'm going to need to try and concentrate on this one. I'll see what I can get done, if I can get any of it done today. The player in question needs these back for Friday because they have a game on Friday, so I'm going to try and do my best to try and get them back on the ice. Right, so it's 4:53 in the afternoon and I have just got my hallmark gig that I've got to do tonight. This has to be done as soon as possible because Jordan needs his shins for Thursday, because he's going down to Leeds on Thursday to play for Leeds Knights. So here they are broken. The ones are absolutely broken at the kneecap. I'm going to have to replace both. So I actually happen to have 2 spare kneecaps that I have from back in the clan days when I was doing some of the repairs for some of their guys. Some of the guys had broken their kneecaps and I managed to locate some JDM caps, or the Jofa caps, for the repairs. But eventually what happened is they managed to get new pads from the team, so I didn't have to do the repairs. So now I'm going to be in the process of trying to get this done and try and get it done and get it out the road. So if you randomly hear puppies crying in the background, and the reason why puppies are crying in the background is because there's been customers in and they're not getting any attention. So that's one of the things we've been dealing with today as well. So apparently I've got an audience here while I'm doing the repairs. Seeing as the shop is now technically shut, they can come out and be involved. What are you saying? You read that bag. Look, the other one. Sniffing about. Looking for somebody probably to have a crap. Right, anyway, that was a joke, by the way. I have taken them out, or Pamela has taken them out today, and they've been toileted and whatever else, but it's one of these things. They just randomly don't like going outside, they like going inside. Anyway, let's see if I can get this repair done. Now, the thing I'm going to say about this repair is it's slightly different. The caps are slightly different. So if you can see the shape of this cap, and you can see the shape of this cap will actually fit in the inside of this cap. You can see that there's a wee bit more material on the newer version than the older version. Now, if I was to turn it round more like that, it's not going to really work. You'll see the reason being is there's a wee bit more padding around the bottom. Now, I'm looking to try and get as much padding around the top of the knee as possible. The way that these were originally designed, these are designed for the older generation of pad, so that's how it's going to look when it's finished. Whereas if you were to turn it round and put it round this position, it would sit a wee bit higher. It does look actually slightly better, and I have fitted a set upside down before on purpose, but I've done that with for a set of jet speeds. The jet speeds were obviously damaged, but I'm going to have a wee mess about with this off camera and see what's actually going to be the best position for these to be in, whether it's going to be upside down or if it's going to be the right way up. Again, it just depends because the shape of these are slightly different. So like I say, I'm going to try and get this done. Right, so I went away and had a wee mess about that, and I've had a think about it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit them like this, with this part at the top. The reason being is it just sits a lot better. It sits more like the original that way. Well, fair enough, obviously it's not as high up near the top, but that will just give a wee bit more protection, I suppose, up near the top. It's going to, if you look at it just now, it actually takes the correct shape. Obviously the padding has to be pushed into the back of it. I'm going to push the padding right in. I've got extra foam in the back of the kneecap as well, just to be on the safe side, and I'll just get them sewn in, and then that'll be it, done and dusted. So what have you broken this time? What happened? Do you really think you should be plugging a screwdriver into that to try and get it out when it's plugged on? It's still on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Interrupted my time lapse and everything there. Just because she was looking for things to break things with. I had to stop the time lapse obviously because Pamela was away and she had to go. I had to give her a hand with the dogs, get her out into the car, or get Pamela out into the car, get the dogs out into the car and get them in their travel cage so they could get down the road so Pamela could go and pick up the kids. So I am still at the store. It is 5:35. I'll be here for at least another hour doing this. So far I've got half of the kneecap sewn in place. The other half of the kneecap is going to have to get sewn in as well, obviously. I'm going to need to do that in separate parts because I keep breaking the thread on it, because the thread that I have isn't necessarily as thick as I'd like, but I don't want to use a too thick a thread. The reason being is it's a lot harder to sew with if you've got the thicker thread. So the thread that I've got at the moment seems to be okay. It's only broke maybe once, maybe twice, but I've managed to redo it anyway. It's all redone and it's going to be held in place nice and tight. Now obviously I've got the other one that I've got to do, and because Jordan has to have these done by Thursday, because he's going down, this takes precedent over the blocker repair that has to be done for Friday. So I'm going to try and get these done tonight so I can spend most of the shift tomorrow doing these. It might take a wee bit more time obviously than I would like doing the blocker, but again it's one of the things at this time of year you've got to try and just get as much of the repairs done as possible when they come in. Now obviously last week was absolutely dead. I would have preferred to have all of these repairs in last week when it was quiet, but this week it's obviously starting to get busy again because it's nearly the week before Christmas. A lot of orders getting picked up or just about to be picked up. We have a figure skate order that's due on Thursday. We have multiple orders that's due on Thursday as well for equipment. So hopefully everything comes when they say it's going to come, and there's no any issues with the couriers. So anyway, I'm going to get back to doing this. I'll tie in with you soon. So there we have it. It is in. It's sewn in place and it's ready to go. Now I have the task of taking this one out and putting that one back in. So here we go, round number 2. I might actually time lapse this one as well. It's actually went a lot quicker than I thought. It's 5:59, so I'm actually ahead of schedule. I've got a lot of stuff to do tonight because I'm training at Brayhead tonight and I'm coaching. So we've obviously got teams to pick. There's people coming to the house for Sharpmans later on as well who couldn't make it to the store today, so we're trying to help people out as much as possible. So right, let's go get this done and then we can get down the road and get some Sharpmans done.
I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. Since you ran away, I've been feeling lost, I've been feeling pain. And no matter what I do, I just feel like I do what I do for you. I tried to call the doctor, it didn't help. Took a trip out to the sun to revive myself. But no matter what I do, I just feel like I do what I do for you. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching.
So there we go. So we've got them done, and it is 6:27, which means I've got hundreds of times left that I can get down the road, do some more sharpenings, get my kit organised and get to Braehead for a skate. So for Tuesday, that is us done. We will catch up with you again tomorrow when we come in to the store. Hopefully we will have plenty of orders tomorrow. If not, they'll be in on Thursday, and I will document that on Thursday and Friday's vlog. Possibly Friday's vlog, maybe Monday's vlog. You never know, because I don't know whether I'm coming or going with these things. Just literally record stuff and then make a vlog that day if I can at night time. Anyway, I'm probably talking absolute mince. I can't even think what I want to say. My head is a complete mince. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Keep watching. Stay tuned. We'll see what else tomorrow brings. Welcome. It is Wednesday the 18th of December. I am literally just in the store. I don't know what time it is. Look at this. We've got lights outside, which is actually quite good. That means that now when people come and mug us, we can actually see them. It is 5:05, there's a queue of people waiting outside, and as usual, Muggins here's forgot the GoPro, which is shit. So we're just going to have to make do with this wee Insta360 Go, which is a backup camera tonight, and my mobile phone. So anyway, going to get the shutter up as we're speaking. It's going up right now, and we're going to get people dealt with and then on their way. Repair centre, this is one of the repairs that I've got to work on tonight. I've already showed you this, but I've got to try and get some new padding or new material in the back of this part here to try and see if I can stop it from fraying. It must be a week for goalie equipment. I now have another set of Hyperlight gloves, and I've got to fix this part of the leather here that's all coming loose. And I've been asked to reinforce the palm area because they're getting stingers in this area and they're getting stingers in this area. So I'm going to have to take the glove apart, and then I'm going to have to try and put some extra foams in that one. So that's to do with the catcher. Now on to the blocker. Obviously the blocker has seen better days. It's going to need a little bit of a repair. There's a piece of material that's actually missing from here, which is actually sewn onto this part. That's been taken off, and we've also got a little hole in the finger area here, which is going to have to be sewn all back together and try to get it back to some sort of normality. So we're going to have to try and see if we can get them done. We've got another couple of repairs that's obviously been done from last night. So the ones that have been done from last night was the new kneecaps and the shins. They look pretty good, and we're obviously going to move on with them ones. Jordan should be coming to pick up the shins in the next little while, hopefully. Feeling that he'll come and pick them up from the house. So I'm going to have to go on with this blocker first, the full white one. The reason being is the customer in question that brought it in has brought it in yesterday, but because I was working, it was brought in very, very late in the day, and then Jordan's work actually superseded it because Jordan had already phoned ahead and said to me he was coming. So I had to do his first because he needed his stuff for Thursday, whereas this one is a Friday job. So I'm going to have to try and see if I can get it fixed, get it done tonight at some point. I'm sure I have leather that I've cut into fingertip shapes before. I just need to try and find where I put it, and then obviously I can try and sew it in by hand. So let's see if we can get it done. Come a little closer because the volume on this one's a bit crap. So, how's your day been?
Very busy.
What's happening?
Stressful.
What's the latest on all the orders and stuff?
I've got UPS docking tomorrow with
You can take the camera and you can talk to the camera.
Europe orders. I've got a figure skate order which is due in tomorrow, although I haven't had any UPS texts from them, so that's a little bit of a concern. But sometimes they don't put it on, sometimes we don't get it, so we'll wait and see. CCM, they haven't come back to me. I only emailed them last night, so they haven't come back to confirm what's in the order, what's missing, all the rest of it. So hopefully they'll get back to me in the next couple of days. And I have a Warrior order that's waiting to leave, but I'm waiting on the stick, so we should hopefully have that soon. It was quite busy tonight with kind of last minute orders. Well, not that they were last minute orders, people coming in for skates, but they are quite willing to wait until January because I will struggle to process and receive the orders. Not all of the suppliers open in between. We're only open Friday and Saturday, so it doesn't really make it conducive to try and process orders to what arrive on Boxing Day. So it makes more sense for us to process everything after we come back in January. So that's the plan. And yeah, lots of advice, lots of inquiries, people checking sizes, dealing with some helmets and kits and bits and pieces for all the kids. So shop's a bit bare just now, but we're waiting on some stuff coming in from CCM, Warrior, tape, laces, water bottles, wax, guards, neck guards.
Things that we just can't keep in stock at the moment.
Yeah, we're just trying to be a wee bit more frugal and a wee bit more smart. We've came through COVID, we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis, inflation is high, people are not spending money, and we are 13 years experience in this. We're just trying to be smart. Might not be everybody's cup of tea that we're being smart, trying to eke out the orders, make them last, make it worth our while to order. Yeah, but hopefully by the time we get through Christmas, everything should start to settle back down again, and we should be then have our eyes on the off season. So yes, it's all a bit busy and crazy. What about you? How's your stinky stuff going?
These are absolutely pungent. So you say?
Can't tell whose is worse, that Bauer or that Bauer.
These are
Lewis's are.
They've been through a few owners, I think, but these ones are just the one person that's had them. But if you have a wee look what I've had to do, right, so the stitching was burst all the way along there, so if I had to restitch that, I've had to do it by hand because I can't use the speedy stitcher, because if the speedy stitcher is going to go through, the needle's too thick. So I've had to do that one and that one. This one I'm having to put a piece of a glove in. The reason being is it's burst so bad. It was actually frayed from, I'll show you on this one, it would have been burst all the way there, but it was frayed all the way back to here. So what I've had to do is sew something in over the top of it just to be able to hold the padding in. As you can see, just in that part, it's all burst as well. So I'm now looking at having to take that off and find something I can sew in over this and then sew that back in. I might actually not even bother doing that. I might just leave that part and try and see if I can sew it back.
Just try and loop it back in.
Try and see if I can heat it up with the lighter to try and get it to melt the frayed areas to stop it from fraying a wee bit more, and then we'll see how it goes. I've been trying to get to this the entire night. It's been one of the nights when it's been very busy with sharpens.
Very busy with sharpens.
I did do a little bit of time lapse, which you would have probably been able to see, but I had to stop doing them because I didn't have enough room or time or battery time on the Wii camera. The Wii camera's good in some ways, but it's also not as good because I don't have, you can't change the battery in them. You can't change the memory cards, whereas you can change the memory cards and the batteries in the GoPro. Even though the GoPro is ancient now, it's like a Hero 8.
Hey, it does the trick.
It does the job.
That's the trick. So we go and check up the puppies. I mean, it is, look, we are off the clock, so you know that this is not just what we do. We are off the clock, 8:25. We still haven't got to see the kids yet. So this is Lily. Hi, Lily Bum. What are you saying? What are you saying? Saying sniff sniff. Oh, here she comes. And this is Holly. And the customers love them, and they're very well behaved. Trying to keep them in the shop as much as possible so they're not spending so much time alone at home. But obviously, the busier in the shop it is, the more that they just kind of lie and sleep in their cage. But according to the research, they're only supposed to get out they're supposed to sleep 18 to 20 hours of a day, and it's 5 minutes of play per month of birth. So they're only coming up 4 months, so they're only 20 minutes of play at a time. So this is normal playtime when they're at home, so they're just having a wee toddle around. Anyway, we'll sign off for tonight because I've got to go and get the kids, and Stephen's got to finish this honking glove. We've got to get the kids, get them home at some point.
You never said who was in Shin.
Oh yeah, we had our very good friend Jordan Buesa. He was in to collect his shins, which, by the way, Jordan, you need a new pair of shins. You know, admit defeat. But apparently they're just right, Goldilocks shins. So Stephen has replaced the kneecap on them, which I'm sure you've probably seen or will see in this video, or the previous video, or the next video. So yeah, he liked them. He's quite happy. He met a friend. I think Lily quite liked his laces. Nearly took Holly home because she nearly darted out the door behind him. So yeah, we'll sign off because we're about to go and get the kids. They're at Granny's, hopefully having a shower and getting in their jammies. And then they've got 2 days of school left. We've got 0 Christmas presents in for them. 0 effort for anything just now because every minute of my day, every focus is on everybody else's gifts and presents and orders, and hoping that I'll have something to do on Christmas Eve, because right now we haven't even got Christmas dinner in. Our fridge looks like Mrs. Hubbard has stayed for a week, and yeah, it's all great, it's lovely, it's wonderful. It's only one day of the year, we'll just have a Chinese, so that's the plan.
Yeah, we could. It's a wee bit of a traditional break, but we might as well.
We'll see. I might actually make it to Asda because I did an Asda shop online.
Other brands are available. They don't sponsor us.
They don't sponsor us, it's just that they're local to us. I order at Asda. We're just used to using Asda. I did my online order into my basket last night, and half of what I'm looking for, so the turkey crown and all your stuff, apparently is unavailable. So I'm going to have to go and put my elbows out and actually do the shopping, which probably won't happen until Monday because I don't have time to do it between now and Monday. I've got far too much to do. Tomorrow I've got some orders arriving, Friday there'll be a lot more arriving. Hopefully all in time, and then we'll see you on the other side. Hopefully we are not disappointing anybody. But we are only closed for 2 days and we're back open on the 27th, so it is slightly late. I'm sure we can open on the 27th. I'm sure that will not make anybody happy, because apparently I am Satan incarnate. So yeah, we'll see you all soon. Bye, Stephen.
Right, so because of how late it's been and how much work I actually had to get done in this glove, I didn't settle for time lapse because I wasn't too sure if the time lapse was going to be any good on this one, because, well, it was so pernickety and so in depth. Like I say, in depth, it was very intricate sewing that had to get done. So you're probably not going to be able to see because everything is now in place, but all of this part in here, don't know if you'll be able to see that in there, is all being replaced, all stitched all back together. The fingertips have all been fixed, they're all fixed, they're all sewn, and then it's been put back in place there. This had actually came off, that's been sewn back on. This had actually came off, that's all been sewn back on. So now the glove is fully operational and fully functional again, which means that when you move your fingers, you can see that the padding actually moves down with it. So that's it, that's all done, that's repaired, that's happy days, that's me finished with that one. So the next one is obviously to do the pulling apart of the glove. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get that done in this video. I'm not going to be able to do it in the next couple of days anyway either, because we've got too much going on with orders and try to fulfill orders and try to get everything sorted. So I'm going to try and get some time at some point to try and get it fixed and finished. Now, there is a couple of bits in this glove that looks a bit ropey. This part here looks very ropey, and if I look at the part on this part here, there seems to be a piece of foam that's missing from that area there. So what I actually might do is I might actually make a bit of foam from these trusty Nexus gloves, which I might actually put in to that part here and sew something in place to try and repair it. It just depends how much time I've got on these. I want to try and make sure that the finger is actually fixed as well, this part here. I want to make sure that this part is going to be fixed because that's an integral part of the padding in the actual glove. And obviously I've got to re-palm, not re-palm, but I've got to re-sew the palm on the catcher, and then I've got to try and see if I can re-pad it as well, put a wee bit of extra padding in it. I've done this before with a couple of different gloves where I've taken them apart and redone them. So I'm going to hopefully try and get this done in the next couple of days. It'll probably be in the next episode, maybe. It depends how much time I've got in between Christmas and New Year to be able to get time to work on them. Obviously the plan originally was to try and get as much time with the family over Christmas and New Year, but we're going to have to try and get content for you guys, and we're obviously going to have to try and get the repairs done as quickly as possible because people are waiting for the stuff. But anyway, this is me definitely away this time, and we will be back in the store on Friday. So until then, you know where to find us.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Keep your eyes peeled for the next instalment. Keep it cold-blooded, guys. Thanks for watching.